we're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. That's right, a Bitcoin ETF, not the physical, but the futures. And remember, futures ETFs just started to talk when Gary Gensler got in office. And what did I tell you from the beginning? Janet Yellen, Gary Gensler, the chess pieces for the New World Order. Like I stated, Bitcoin is going to go up, and they are going to short it down while the fourth industrial revolution is being built, and then we'll see that 1% rise. How do I know? Because I study the NWO. And when it comes to the New World Order, I know. It's all planned out. Y'all have a wonderful day.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste. And what I mean by that, it's an opportunity to do things that you think you could not do before.
The chief of staff for President Obama is an old friend of mine and my husband's, and was in the White House when Bill was there. And he said, never waste a good crisis. And when it comes to the economic crisis, don't waste it when it can have a very positive impact on climate change and energy security.
Hey, Jim, Bitcoin.
Andrew.
Bitcoin flirting with 60,000, over 60,000 for a moment. We have this news report that we could see a ETF around Bitcoin futures next week. What do you think?
Four ETFs, good liquidity. Younger people at Robinhood running ahead of it, thinking that when the ETFs are announced, that's going to bring real money in, new money in from like the JP Morgan kind of customers. So why not run ahead and then dump it on them? So there's a possibility a lot of people feel, and I deal with, that you could get a short-term peak or maybe a real peak as people just run ahead of the ETFs. So I think we have to watch that. It is a known thing that the day that the ETF is announced that we've had historically, that is the top. So let's stay on that.
So you're not calling for a straight shot to 100,000 then?
No, I'm not. As a matter of fact, I may cash out half my Ethereum. I'm really thinking about doing it.
Yeah.
I know. I just have.
And it's not that you don't love Ethereum.
Look, I know Mike Novogratz will probably be mad at me, but and I like him very much, but I can't do my job based on that Mike Novogratz might be mad at me.
Yeah.
Are bracing for the start of trading of the first Bitcoin futures ETF on Tuesday, when the ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF is scheduled to begin trading at the New York Stock Exchange. Now, this ETF is based on Bitcoin futures contracts that trade on the CME. Now, there's one catch here. The ETF will go active and start trading unless the SEC objects to it and the filing. That can happen, believe it or not, right up until the evening before it begins trading. Now, some are disappointed that the SEC is poised to approve a Bitcoin futures ETF, but not a pure play Bitcoin ETF. They're arguing that the cost of rolling over into futures contracts for that futures Bitcoin ETF every month can be very high, and it won't necessarily exactly track Bitcoin as well. That's true. However, most in the crypto and ETF community seem happy with half a loaf rather than none at all. SEC Chair Gary Gensler has indicated he is very concerned about fraud and manipulation on crypto exchanges. Approving a regulated futures Bitcoin ETF would remove some of those concerns over custody and fraud as well. And should the ProShares ETF begin trading on Tuesday, there are 4 other futures ETFs, Kelly, that will likely begin trading in the days and weeks ahead. And what's happened here, Kelly, is there's a lot of pressure on Gensler to do something. There's a confluence of 2 very big forces, that is the ETF community and the crypto community, who both want something to get going right now. And it looks like, for the moment, a futures Bitcoin ETF.
Uber, Bitcoin, self-driving cars. Combine those 3 together, and you have the self-owning taxi. A car that is a corporation that owns itself, pays for the car lease, the car insurance, and the gasoline from the revenues it makes, giving passengers a ride, and there's not a single human involved in that matter.
The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York. From COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.